What always happens at my parents' house, Melanie?
I can't tell you.
Every time we go to my parents' house, you get sick afterwards.
It's all just my own fault, honey. I'm fine.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Trouble Busters!
Hi there, my name is Alan. I'm currently returning to my parents' home with my wife, Melanie.
Well then, Alan, I think I should go make some dinner with Melanie.
Ah, awesome.
It'll take a while, so maybe you can take Truffles for a walk around.
Got it, Mom.
Now, Melanie dear, shall we begin? Of course.
Oh, wow, this is so delicious.
Only because Melanie here worked so hard, right, Melanie, honey? No, ma'am. Your immense skill in cooking is all to thank.
Well, it's true that Mom's cooking is the best, but you're also trying your best, right?
Oh, I'm humble. Oh, darling, no need to be so modest. You were doing so much. Alan is lucky to have married someone like you. All of this is the result of your guidance, Mrs. Thompson. Oh, you spoil me rotten, dear. Well then, I'll see you two next weekend. Is there something wrong? No, ma'am. Of course, next weekend, please. I'm so glad. Something to look forward to next weekend. Yay.
Hey, Melanie.
Yes, dear? What is it?
Are you okay?
I've honestly no idea.
Aren't you overdoing it a little?
No, Alan, I don't think I'm overdoing it at all, trust me.
But every time we come back from my parents' house, you look pretty pale.
Well, that's because I'm rather weak physically.
If it's difficult for you to refuse Mom's invitations, shall I tell her instead?
But if you do that, Mrs. Thompson will be very disappointed.
There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't make you my loving wife just to please Mom. I married you because I love you, and I want to be with you until the end of time.
Oh, Alan.
I'm sorry for being an immature and unreliable husband. I feel frustrated and ashamed of myself, for I can't do much to help and can only understand only by asking questions.
That's not true.
Melanie!
Please, never say such things. Promise me. Please, especially in front of your mother. Promise me.
But why do you ask me that?
It's all my fault. It's all because I'm no good. I'm just not enough. Mrs. Thompson is merely correcting my faults. It's all for my own good. She is a lovely mother-in-law to me. The only reason I look sick afterwards is because I'm gutless. I am solely responsible for not being able to meet your mother's expectations. It's my fault, and only my fault. I'm the only one at fault. Only I.
What always happens at my parents' house, Melanie?
What?
What goes on over there?
I can't tell you.
But you literally collapsed this time.
It's all just my own fault, honey. I'm fine. Thank you for your concern, love.
But of course. Why is Melanie being so stubborn? Is it because she doesn't trust me? Does she feel like I'm unreliable? Well then, I'm going home.
Come again next weekend, then.
Yeah, Dad'll be home next weekend too, right?
Yep, he's really looking forward to seeing you and Melanie. What's wrong with that mysterious face of yours, honey?
I'm thinking it's just a coincidence, but about Melanie, she often gets sick when she returns home after visiting you.
What?
To me, you two seem to be very close.
Of course we are. I love her so much.
But from Melanie's point of view, you are still her mother-in-law. I want you to be more kind to her than you are now.
Oh, I understand.
Well then.
Oh, drive safe, darling.
Oh, I see. Is my boy good to you, my dear? Oh, there you are, my boy. Perfect timing. Please get me a beer.
I'll get it, sir. Oh, no, you don't. I'll get it.
Nah, guys, I'm still standing. I'll get it. Well, what the hell is this? I knew it. Melanie's been... I am such a frickin' idiot. I won't let the guilty do what they want any longer. Unforgivable. Troublebusters, initiate! Whoa! Hellspawn in the house!
What's wrong, Alan?
I cannot believe this.
Huh?
How could you do this to us? Whoa! Is it that bad that I kindly asked you to get a beer? Mom, explain yourself.
Explain? About what, honey?
About your goddamn attitude towards Melanie.
What? Attitude? But my attitude is normal. I mean, it's even good.
Enough lies!
Why? Even today, Melanie and I were working together and preparing the food, getting along very well, right? We were on fire today, weren't we, Melanie? Right?
So you're really gonna deny everything, eh? So you really never did say or do anything that would hurt Melanie in any way, did you?
But of course not. She's the lovely child you chose, Alan. The angel that my precious son loves to his very core. I also love her like my own daughter.
I think so too, son. I often hear about Melanie from your mother, and oh my lord, no one could have ever given anyone any more compliments. Dad, I also believed all that about Mom and Melanie, just like you. But this was all the heinous ploy of this cruel human being.
That's only paranoia, Alan. Melanie, dear, don't tell me you told Alan something, using a strange way of wording. I have absolutely no recollection. Then why are you so angry, Alan? I'm so sorry. I believe Alan has misunderstood something.
Melanie, that's enough. I am so sorry.
Melanie, a little help?
You're so twisted, you. You tied both Dad and I up with false information while you were torturing Melanie all along.
I don't know what you mean. False information? Well, yes, I did get angry at her sometimes, but that was because I care about Melanie and no malice in...
And perhaps I should elaborate on the story regarding the conversation recorded on this voice recorder.
Oh my, that looks terrible. What the heck? Why would you make something that tastes this horrible? What?
This is Helena's voice.
Are you freaking insane? Are you actually cooking? Slacking off, are we? Making fun of me, are we? Underestimating housewives, are we? Are you freaking motivated? I'm sorry, Mrs. Thompson. She's sorry, she says. Will an apology make the food delicious? Does your apology have the same effect as any maid at those stupid maid cafes who says, Momo-kun? Ah, and also, don't you have something to apologize to me for? Huh? There is, isn't there? Yes, there is. I humbly apologize for all the inconvenience. That's not what I frickin' meant. I hear you're sick every time you go home after your visits. How did you... Alan stopped by the other day and told me to be kinder to you. If you have a complaint, tell it directly to my face. It really takes such cowardice to rely on your husband to say something indirectly to me. I'm so sorry. Of course, I had no intention of reporting it to him. It's all your damn fault, ain't it? But why do I have to face being criticized by my own son? I'm sorry. I will work harder. I will become stronger. It's all my fault. You're not very convincing, bitch. Playing the victim here, now, at this miserable hour?
Helena, I'm back.
Ah, Keanu, honey, welcome home. Listen up, you piece of trash. I think you understand, but all of this is for the sake of Alan, eh? We're a family that's genetically very prone to cancer, so we have to pay close attention, very close attention to Alan's food every single day. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you're Alan's wife, and it's your frickin' responsibility to take care of the health of you. And that means managing food is key. Understand? Of course. If you could do just that, I wouldn't be doing this. Isn't that so? Yes, ma'am. Damn right, yes, ma'am. Who is it that's making me play such a disgusting role? It's me, ma'am. Exactly. And if that's the case, hurry up and make a dish that I can approve of. Yes, ma'am. Unless you can cook properly, Alan will continue to live with the possibility of becoming seriously ill one day. Do you want that kind of Alan? You want my darling son to suffer? No, ma'am. I want my Alan to be in good health forever. Good. I'm glad. Then you should quickly master the cooking. I will do my best. You're damn right you frickin' will. Get good results. The results. Yes, ma'am. And lastly, I think you understand, but never tell Alan about this. If the exchange between you and me is found out, that means he'll also find out about his predicament, you see. You don't want to plant that kind of anxiety seed into Alan, do you? Of course not, ma'am. Then shake a leg and try harder than ever. Am I clear? Yes, ma'am.
What the frick does all this mean? I've never been seriously ill ever since I was born.
No, well...
What a scummy bitch you are, Helena.
Well, this isn't what it looks like. That wasn't my intention.
Then what was your intention, Helena Thompson?
I admit that I exaggerated some parts. I think that was terrible on my part.
If you think you did something wrong, then apologize.
Wait, listen to me.
I want an apology first before you frickin' speak. I agree. Don't you even know that?
Wait, just let me say this first.
Apologize now! Apologize, Helena!
It's the truth that no one knows what kind of illness Alan will get in the future. Lifestyle-related diseases, the big three. Any major illness can suddenly appear. I was worried about that, and that's why I asked Melanie to cooperate.
When? When in the humanities history did you ever ask her? You were only threatening her.
No! I admit it does sound like that by the audio, but the atmosphere is basically peaceful from in the end, right? Melanie? Right? Right?
That's some moxie you got, mentally pressuring her into promising never to tell me anything. How dare you lie!
I admit it, lying was not the right move. It was not, but even that, it all stems from love. I want you to stay healthy and happy forever. That strong feeling pushed Melanie into a corner just a tiny bit. I had no intention of cornering her.
And even though I warned you, you still strongly blamed Melanie for that, didn't you?
That was also the result of a mother's straining love, I swear. I'll never do something like this again, so please forgive me. I wanted Melanie to cherish Alan more than ever because I can personally no longer protect my son. Keanu's also on business trips quite often and doesn't come home very much, and I feel lonely. You are everything to me, Alan. How's this, eh? Ear-splitting sobs and cries. Behold the tears of a mother who went out of control because her love was too strong. They have no choice but to forgive me. I'll be forgiven, right?
What kind of brain dead... I mean, it's definitely true that I don't get to go home very often because of stupid business trips. But that can't be a reason as to strike Melanie in the heart so brutally, can it?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Looks like one idiot is coming over to my side.
You won't ever do this to Melanie again, eh?
I won't. I won't.
Listen, son. It's true that what Helena did is simply not forgivable. But if it's all the result of her love compromising her actions, could you maybe be indifferent to this just once? No can do, Dad.
Why? Are you saying I still haven't apologized enough?
I'm sorry, Mom, but it's come to a point where any amount of apologizing will never be enough. It's simply impossible.
What do you mean?
While I was replaying this recording, I noticed there were not one, but two, and an unbelievable exchange.
An unbelievable exchange?
Thank you very much, Queen Cleverly.
Wait a minute. This is...
Shut up and listen.
Well then, we'll stop by again next month. Hey, listen. Rambling about the abuse of your daughter-in-law again, ma'am? Sorry, but I'm not interested in that kind of thing. What's wrong? Oh, I'm sorry, that was a lie. That I wasn't interested. I want to hear your stories. Oh, goody, what fun. You nosy little darling. So listen, my daughter-in-law is such a black-hearted girl. In what way, Mrs. Thompson? Money, dear child, money. Money, ma'am? Yes, she only married into my family, intending to inherit my husband's estate. And I just can't frickin' stand it. And you're planning to get her kicked out of the house? Exactly. I'm training her and making her work hard in the name of being able to make healthy and delicious food for my son. Ooh, cunning. Like a true snake, isn't it? Helena Thompson is a little devil, dear child. Like, no matter what kind of food she serves, you'll completely deny it and she'll never be able to make anything to your satisfaction. This is your plan, isn't it? Like an old video game, right? That's exactly right. One where the hero thought he had reached the goal, but it turned out to only be an illusion created by the Demon King's magical power. Back to square zero you go. The settings are so demonic. There's no escape because it's like I'm holding her husband's health hostage. What an amazing tactician. It's completely as I thought. And so, what happens when you get divorced is that you will very likely inherit everything and be happily protected forevermore. Exactly! A legendary strategist, truly. I don't want to make myself an enemy, for real. Oh no, but even with this plan in mind, I still go by the name Helena, the kind and gentle mother. The final piece of genius. Well then, I've finished clearing the ventilation fan. Yes, thank you. And finally, for you, Mrs. Thompson, who is this wife to you? Someone that should be eliminated as a nuisance. Someone who deserves to be oppressed. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot something. To whom this recorder may concern, I got a lot of testimony from Mrs. Thompson. Do what you must. Troublebusters.
It's over.
Abominable. You let me talk knowing you had this data. Oh, terrible.
I decided to let everyone listen to this audio after hearing your apology. And I think you completely interrupted and opened up a big theater of lies. So everything you just said to me was a lie? The crime of trying to destroy my precious wife is much too heinous.
You don't mean...
Helena Thompson, I renounce you as my mother. As of henceforth, we are strangers.
No, please, if that's the case, what about the money you send me?
Terminated. How could you be so disrespectful by worrying about money? Shame on you. I'm divorcing you.
What? What? Divorce?
I mean, duh. Can I leave with a piece of filth like you? Over my dead body.
And what about the estate?
There's no frickin' estate.
What? But this house...
The owner of this house is already Alan. If I bit the bulb dust, the procedures would be too troublesome afterwards, so I gave it to him while I was still alive.
Then what about your retirement benefits? What about your savings?
The retirement benefits have already been paid in advance for the renovation of this house.
Huh? But not all at once, is it?
It's not a lump sum, but all that's left now is around $30,000.
What? Then just $15,000 and that's goodbye?
No,
looks
I won't
like
allow
it.
it.
Huh?
Using this voice recorder as evidence for psychological abuse towards Melanie, he will demand compensation.
What? Compensation? No! Is that really what you do to your own mother?
You're not my mother anymore. You're an enemy who tried to drive out Melanie, whom I love very much.
Alan?
Any enemy will be trouble-busted mercilessly. A proof-of-content missile will be heading your way soon, so I suggest you prepare yourself, Miss Thompson.
If that's the case, I'll postpone the divorce for the time being and wait until the damages are settled.
Thank you, Dad. It would be helpful if you could do that.
Oh.
Let's go home, Melanie.
Yes, dear. Wait, please, forgive me, please, forgive me.
Of course, we had no intention of forgiving her, even if she bawled her throat beyond repair. As I declared, she was granted the following: a declaration of cutting the cord, a complete termination of financial aid, and demands for $15,000 in compensation. She was successfully sent out into the cold cruelty of true loneliness and poverty. Dad also went through with the divorce, and Helena is now completely alone. Because we had taken the initiative to inform her relatives before she could beg for help, she was abandoned not only by her closest family, but by all of her relatives as well. It seems that she has now become a homeless old woman who has made her home in a clay pipe in a vacant lot. Melanie regained her physical and mental strength, as her ex-mother-in-law, the source of her troubles, disappeared from her life. It took me a while to notice anything, and I'm really remorseful. To express my apology to her, I will continue to shower my lovely wife with all the love I can muster.
Alan, my love, I'm so happy with you.
Troublebusters!